What's up everyone, Herd85 here, welcome to episode number 18 of my WCW Done Deal. We're now in October 2002, just coming off the pay-per-view Full Brawl, which was the September pay-per-view, headlined by Sean O'Haire against Goldberg. And we've got some new stuff going on now, so we're just going to get straight into it. So in a pre-show match, Bryan Danielson defeats Shannon Moore. It's got a 66. That's pretty decent considering the overness of the guys. So that's pretty cool. Sting's in a pre-show match. He just gets an easy win over Psychosis. There's a reason for this. He's not been used on the card, but I've got an angle later that sets him up for a match. So it's just one for the crowd. Right, we start off. Eric Bischoff is in the ring with his enforcer, Boss Man. Glowing over what happened at the pay-per-view of the weekend. He's interrupted by Dusty Rose. Dusty says he's sorry to the fans for letting Bischoff get away with stuff and not being here all the time. So as of right now, he will appoint a new general manager to help with the day-to-day running of WCW, and that man is Ric Flair, who gives a big woo. It's got a 100, so this is a balance of power storyline I'm doing. It's going to be Ric Flair sort of and Dusty against Bischoff and Boss Man. There might be a few others added down the line, but sort of start of bringing Flair back into a he's not going to be wrestling every week because he's like 53 years old on my game. Tag match, Dangerous by Design win again, defeat Danny Doring and Roadkill for ETW Tag Team Champions. Belly to belly suplex was enough for the win. 59. Planet Jarrett cutting a promo just to get him used on the show. Again, I never seem to have anything sort of planned for Jeff Jarrett, because I don't really want to give him the world title, and he's probably too over for the United States title. Triple threat match. Shane Helm defends against Jimmy Yang and Teddy Hart. Teddy Hart making his first main roster appearance. He's been called up from developmental. It's got 72, so quite a good cruiserweight match. So got a turn here. Chris Hero's turned heel. Shane Douglas has formed a new alliance with Chris Hero and Renee Merrill. The new group will become the franchise of WCW, and this got an 81. So Shane Douglas, I've changed his picture there, has taken Chris Hero under his wing, and also because he always likes to have a lady outside, I've given him Sable. 81's pretty high. Just a random hardcore type defense. David Boy Smith defeats BG James, who's been bumped up from developmental. Chavo Guerrero Jr. and Hayes, and this is probably Hayes' last match because his contract's coming up. 72. Six-man tag. The leaders of the new school defeat Seidel and the Naturals. McGuinness defeats Chase Stevens with the Tower of London. All three of them performed at 90. 78 rating. Goldberg pulls up to the arena in his truck and storms to the ring. He demands Boss Man and Sean O'Haire get their asses out here now, or you'll go backstage and drag them out here. Flair comes to the entrance ramp and tells Goldberg tonight he can have Boss Man in a match. Falls count anywhere. Another 100. Buff Bagwell in singles action defeats Jerry Lynn with a Buff Blockbuster. Again, Buff's another one I never seem to know what to do with him. 78. Just sort of a thrown together tag match. Mike Awesome and Monty Brown defeat AMW. Got 78 though. That's a pretty big rating. AJ Styles heads to Eric Bischoff's office, flanked by his buddies Kazarian, Daniels and Joe. He asks to wrestle Sting for the television title, and Bischoff accepts the request. So Bischoff is still, so there's sort of, you got two GMs. It depends who you want to ask some stuff off. So AJ and Sting will meet on Thunder. In a superb wrestling and great heat, Lance Storm drew with Kurt Hennig when the time limit expired, 82. Now this was a heel versus heel match, and I've deliberately given it a time limit draw to see how they do, and 82 is pretty decent. CM Punk is cutting a promo. He's interrupted by Mysterio, Kidman and Conan. After a few insults, Punk is the one that looks pissed off at the end of it. So new feud here. We've got CM Punk against the Filthy Animals. Scott Steiner defeats Dustin Rhodes with his stunner recliner. Got minor staph infection in this match. Following the match in a grand display of brutality, Vampiro orders his client Abyss to attack an unaware and bloody Scott Steiner. So the Dark Carnival storyline, this is called. Vampiro, who did cancel his face turn, is now forming his own stable. And he's got Abyss, who's been brought up from developmental 100. 6-man tag. The veterans Hogan, Luger and DDP defeat Taka and the Enforcers. Classic squash. DDP got the win with a diamond cutter. Brian Clark is in the ring. I'll just complete it. He announces his former self, Raph, is gone. He claims he used Booker T as a stepping stone to rise the ranks, and he's fed up carrying his dead weight. He prompts Booker T to come out. He isn't in a talking mood. The two start to brawl. Booker looks to get the upper hand until he's blindsided by Bryan Adams. The duo pick up Booker T and hit high times. Chronic is back. So Adams is called up from developmental. He was down there because he was off for a long time. I don't have anything for him, so I don't like just releasing people. Anyway, another 100. The main event. Good wrestling, good heat. Goldberg defeats a Boss Man in a Falls Count Anywhere match with a spear. It's got an 83. Following the match, Goldberg is being double teamed again by Sean O'Haire and Boss Man. When someone's new music plays, Boss Man and O'Haire look confused. Chuck Palumbo appears and rushes to the ring. He takes down Boss Man with a flying clothesline, sending him rolling up the ring. Palumbo and O'Haire have a brief stare down. O'Haire backs out the ring, unsure of what to make of the situation. It's got 99. So Sean O'Haire and Chuck Palumbo, former tag team champions. Palumbo's back on the main roster, and I'm throwing him straight into a main event storyline. So a lot of good starts to a lot of stories, and we got an 89. So yeah, strong start. Return of Chronic. Palumbo's back. Franchise is getting a new stable. Vampiro's getting a new stable. Oh, here we go. I thought something like this would happen. Look at that. Quite a bit of news to go through. But the main headline there is a bidding war for Sting. So am I right? Sort of obviously Sting was a childhood hero of mine, so I want to sign him, but I'm starting to run out of ideas for Sting, so I'm tempted to let WWE take him. Anyway, Nitro was in the Hammersmith Arena. Got an 89. Raw got an 86. Big Show defeats Shawn Michaels. Steiner's out for 27 days, so that attack by Abyss worked out nicely. WWE want Lance Storm off me, so I've had to offer him a new deal. See if there's anything else in the news. Hayes will be leaving me soon, so he shouldn't get injured too much. There's probably going to be a lot of contract stuff. A little scroll down. Rob Conway staying with OVW. That's WWE developmental. So yeah, at the moment, there's 3 people me and WWE having a war with. Raven, Sting, and Lance Storm. Personally, I want Raven, and I don't really want to lose Lance Storm and Sting. Oh, and The Rock, but The Rock's way too much money for me. So I've signed Bob Sapp to a developmental deal. If you know, you know. And Dusty Rhodes wanted a £900 pay rise. 88 for SmackDown. Triple H defeated Edge. That got a 99 rated match. Heat. Keep putting Dean Malenko on it. If Dean Malenko's contract come up, I will be taking him. That's how Road Warrior Hawk looks these days. He is the Intercontinental Champion, believe it or not, in WWE. So I use the Steiner Warriors, which is Rick, Steiner, and Road Warrior Animal. And WWE uses Road Warrior Hawk as a single star. Probably don't do their drug testing policy. It's 2002, so I guess not. Oh, there you go, Hayes. He had a good run. I liked him because he had very good stats, to be honest. 41. Let's review how he did. He was 12 in as an overness from October 2001, and I got him up to 43. Didn't really give him a big storyline. WCW versus the World. Sabin, Hell Sabin. Lots of tag matches. Wyndham, Rotunda, and David Flair. What a trio. It's another one of my developmental. Moving on. Nothing major. Right, I've got some big news. I signed Amazing Kong to a developmental. Antonio Banks, that is MVP. And Matt Morgan. And Kazarian wants a pay rise. That's not a surprise considering how much TV time he's getting lately. Right, up next is Thunder. The only assigned match we've got so far is AJ Styles versus Sting for the television title. Okay, Thunder is up and running. Bit of a random main event. Anyway, pre-show match, the Filthy Animals pick up a win against Hart, Doring and Roadkill. That's quite a high rate, I'm surprised by that, 75. A few heels teaming up, Storm, Hennig, Rhodes to take on Yang, Psychosis and more. Kurt Hennig picks up the win. Again at the moment, sort of struggling for storylines for Lance Storm and Kurt Hennig. I got too many heels, that is my issue. So sort of putting the feelers out there for this one. The leaders of the new school are in the ring. They get challenged by Monty Brown and Mike Awesome, who were a tag team on Nitro just recently. Start Broad and agree to a tag title match later tonight. I got a 100. Taka Michinoku picks up a win. Beats Super Crazy. Michinoku Driver only got 59. Road Warrior Animal and Rick Steiner call out Vampiro and Abyss, and the two come out and have a bit of a brawl, but I am going to pre-book this as a match on Nitro for next week. So they're sticking up for the Scott Steiner. Chavo Guerrero picks up a win over Amazing Red, says by submission, probably by the Gory Special I guess. 71. Pre-match promo, Shane Douglas, Chris Hero, Renee Merrill, 75. And then they go into a tag match. The Franchise defeat the Naturals, Chris Hero picking up a win, hitting the Heroes welcome, 79. Shane Douglas is obviously going to be good for Chris Hero, it'll build him up the card. AJ, Kaz, Daniels, Joe attack DDP, Luger, Hogan, but get beaten up themselves. 86. US title match. Nigel McGuinness beats Matt Sydal, aka Evan Bourne. That's number 13. He's one of these, the longest reigning champion in WCW. 78. CM Punk has a promo. He basically says it's now his mission to make Kidman's, Mysterio's and Conan's life a living hell. They got a 95. Tag match. Candido and Anderson are beaten by Lynn and Bryan Danielson. The LaBelle Lock tap out win. 78. Chuck Palumbo is with Ric Flair. He asks for a chance to face the Boss Man. In a singles match, Flair accepts. 79. Bagwell defeats Chad Collar. Scott 79. Buff Blockbuster and victory. Booker T gets a bit of revenge. He attacks Chronic backstage with a weapon and lays them both out. Sting does a promo, hypes his match with AJ Styles. 99, and that's why Sting is. I will try and resign him. However, AJ Styles defeats Sting with a Styles Clash to win the television title. Final match, Styles celebrates with Daniels, Kazarian and Joe. 77. Jeff Jarrett defeats BG James with a stroke. 74. Chuck Palumbo beats the Boss Man by DQ. Only got 69, but Palumbo's not very over. Final match, Palumbo's been attacked by Boss Man. Seeing the assault, Goldberg comes to the ring and chases the Boss Man off, saving Palumbo from a beating. Sean O'Haire shown watching everything go down. 100. Main event. Leaders of the New School defeat Monty Brown and Mike Awesome. Canyon picks up the win after they hit their tag finisher, the New School Encounter, and that's their first title defense. 81. Yeah, 88 for Thunder. Can't complain, let's progress in the storylines. Got quite a bit of news. Ooh, that's quite a cool one. Here we go, you'll see it. Rob Van Dam needs to be assigned a position on the roster. So finally, RVD will be making his debut. Oh, just picked up a couple more signings. Juice and Liger. And a man you might know as the Great Muta. See if I can get a Muta picture. An old one. I was tempted to put Muta in the Dark Carnival. I don't think they need him. Anyway, here we go. Thunder. 88. John Cena wins the Developmental World title. He defeated Finlay, Jack Evans and Kendall Windham to win that. It was vacated, I think, by Brian Adams. Now over Simon Vader. There's Paul Bearer there. Lots of contract extensions. Chris Hero. Loves working against bigger superstars. Lots more news coming up. Oh, what's that? WWE rejection. Huh. Even though Jake Roberts was on their card, he's not very over, and he's pretty old as well. Alright, I've got some Signings? Nope, nope. Just contract extensions. Shane Helms is staying. Tori Wilson's staying. Bam Bam Bigelow's getting a 1-year deal because he hasn't wrestled a lot. Amazing Red too. David Arquette wins the world title on the other developmental. Just picking him two-time champ. He beat Cesaro for the title. Cesaro has been put down there. Austin Aries and Ricky Bandanas will be teaming up. Credible staying with WWE. Whoever that guy is. Steve Blackman staying. So we're still waiting on The Rock. Still waiting on Sting. And we're still waiting on Raven. I did try to snap up Just Incredible, but I wasn't going to pay over the odds for him. Alright, let's have a look at the news. Yes! Raven is coming to WCW in 22 days though. So 22 days, that would be 3.5 weeks. So he would just make the pay-per-view. You go Shavana, Bruce Hart, Brother Brett, John Cena the Star, Pay the Piper, Johnny the Bull's their world champion. Noble's got to face Bobby Roode. Finlay versus Jack Evans. Elite Skipper versus John Cena. There's the vamp. Oh no! I thought it has a double whammy. I've lost The Rock, and as you can see, Sting's going to WWE. I've signed Lance Storm though. That's not cool. Maybe he wasn't happy about losing to AJ Styles. Let's see how long I've got Stinger for. 21 days. So I will gain Raven, but I'm going to lose Sting. And they re-sign The Rock on the same day. It's a big win that is for WWE. As we head into Nitro then. Sting's leaving us. Okay, Nitro is ready. Here we go. So in a pre-show, Lance Storm, given a 94 performance, defeats Amazing Red, 74 rated match. And also Monty Brown defeats C.W. Anderson with the pounds. AJ Styles and Sting go back and forth. They agree to a rematch for the TV title right here tonight on Nitro 99. Chris Hero picks up a singles win, defeats Chase Stevens with the Heroes Welcome following interference from Shane Douglas. Score of 62. Hero and Douglas have pretty good chemistry. That's what I wanted to hear. A promo from the leaders of the new school. They all hold titles at the moment. Tag team match. Muta and Juice and Liger defeat Future Vision. Liger hitting the Liger bomb for the win. 75. Mike Awesome crushes Teddy Hart in 1 minute and 43 seconds with the Awesome Bomb. Just a little promo from Hogan, DDP, Sting and Luger. 87. Buff Bagwell have great chemistry with Matt Sydal. 79. How does this match get 79? That's like a B. Just a little promo between Flair and Bischoff having arguments between each other. It's got 100. Making his debut, Rob Van Dam defeats Chris Candido with the 5-star frog splash. 63. 6-man for Thunder. We're going to have Joe. See if I can get these guys over now. Joe, Daniels and Kazarian taking on DDP, Hogan and Luger. Big 6-man match. That'll be on Thunder. Got 78. Kurt Hennig defeats Shane Helms with a Henningplex. This got an 84. Good rating, very good rating. Nigel McGuinness is in the office of Ric Flair. He praises him as run as US champion. He's booked him in a match on Nitro against Kurt Hennig, Lance Storm, Buff Bagwell, Ken Shamrock, and Mike Awesome. Man, Hennig, Storm, Bagwell. Now I've got to try and remember them all. Hennig, Storm, Bagwell, Shamrock. Well, that's a 6-way. Should we make it an elimination? That would be a very long main event, but it would be pretty cool. Let's do Nigel versus Hennig, Lance Storm, Buff Bagwell, Ken Shamrock, and Mike Awesome. 6-way match. I put for Nitro, but I obviously meant Thunder because we're actually on Nitro right now. Wow, so that's a big 6-way elimination US title match on Thunder. 100. Planet Jarrett defeats the Filthy Animals when Jeff Jarrett defeated Rey Mysterio when Melina interfered. Also had CM Punk get involved in the match. Doesn't seem to have come up for some reason. Bischoff has to break up Sean O'Haire and Boss Man, who are arguing about Goldberg and Palumbo. 100. Booker T defeats Taka Michinoku, scissors kick. It's got 79. Following the match, Chronic set up a table and take Booker T and put him through the table with a double powerbomb. 100. In a decent match, Abyss and Vampiro defeat the Steiner Warriors. Vampiro picked up the win with a nail in the coffin. It's got 75. That part's not right, but then following a tag match it says. But anyway, Goldberg and Palumbo, Boss Man and Sean O'Haire hit the ring. Goldberg and Boss Man start trading right and lefts and brawling to the crowd. Palumbo and O'Haire are face to face. O'Haire finally makes his decision and hits a huge super kick on Palumbo. He stands over his fallen body and holds his title up high. 100. And in the main event, AJ Styles defeats Sting in 22 minutes. The Styles clash, makes his first TV title defense, and gets quite a big rating for a main event, 84. And that's an 89 for Nitro. Few botched little promos by me, apologies for that. With the 6-way, saying it was going to be on Nitro when we're already doing Nitro. And also the fact I put the little creative Chuck Palumbo and Goldberg promo and they weren't even in the match. Oh, I think I saw something cool there. Biss is still an enhancement talent, or is he? AJ's now flying up the ranks with these wins he keeps getting. Alright, let's have a look. We got a 89. Raw got a 89. Kurt Angle defeats Shawn Michaels, got 99. Eddie Guerrero wins the Intercontinental title. That's pretty cool. That'll make his second title reign. $0-1 there, falling out of a couple of companies. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, let's progress. Smack if down. SmackDown got an 88. Edge defeat Triple H. So I got a 99. Test. Oh look, the Bushwhackers are leaving. And there's Cesaro's gone. Wonder if any of the indie guys will pick him up, because Cesaro's still pretty good rated. He's just didn't have anything for him, and I didn't want to waste the talent just doing nothing on my roster. Maybe in a few months' time he'll come back. Pay rise. Everyone always wants a pay rise. Nick Dinsmore wins the world title off Mark Henry. That's Eugene. The Fighter wins tag championship. So OVW had a show, obviously. My developmental, Judrak and Stasia defeated London and Aries in the main event. OVW. Oh, my developmental starting in MLW and TCW. It's because they're doing quite well. You're welcome. Alright, so up next is Thunder. We have a 6-man tag with Bad Influence against Hogan, Page and Luger, and we've also got the 6-way for the United States Championship. Right, cool. Thunder is ready, and believe it or not, there was probably about 2 weeks from me last saying up next is Thunder to book in this show. Anyway, up first in a pre-show match, C.W. Anderson. He defeats Shannon Moore and Super Crazy in a spine buster for the win. 60. A tag team cruiserweight match. Filthy Animals. Billy Kidman, Rey Mysterio defeat Matt Sydal and Amazing Red, who I'm kind of tempted to keep as a proper tag team. I'd probably use them a bit more. 75. So free cell segment, Bischoff, Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair talking about the state of the company. We've got Halloween Havoc coming up. So just basically just to use them on the show really. And advance the storyline, the balance of power. Tag team match, the franchise. Shane Douglas and Chris Hero defeat the Naturals again. I keep forgetting that I actually had these two as a tag team. Again, it was a couple of weeks since I booked this. I gave BG James a win. He's fallen drastically on my card, mainly because I don't know what to do with him. 60's not bad though. A promo by Bad Influence hyping their match. 73. That's got a pretty good rating. Cruiserweight title defense. Shane Helms defeating Chavo Guerrero in 5 minutes and 45 seconds, hitting the vertebraker. That's got an 80. Jeff Jarrett in the land of Limbo, a main eventer in the mid-card match, defeats Jimmy Yang with figure 4 leg lock. 79. Promo from Page, Hogan and Luger when they taunt Joe, Daniels and Kazarian. 92. Singles match, Jushin Liger defeats Chris Candido. 71. Good rating. Bit of a dream team in my opinion. Rob Van Dam, Jerry Lynn, Bryan Danielson with a nice easy win over Teddy Hart, Doring and Roadkill, RVD building up some momentum. So this one's a new story, kind of crossing over with the Steiner Warriors story, the Dark Carnival. So Sting's in the ring, takes a trip down memory lane and announces he's leaving soon for a new challenge. Quote unquote, he's going to WWE. However, before he can thank the fans, Vampiro comes out with Abyss and brutally beats him in a bloody attack. 98. Takamichinoku defeats Muto with a handful of tights. 66. I would imagine this would be massive in Japan. Probably an upset in Japan. Chronic are backstage when all of a sudden Booker T gets a revenge attack on him. 100. Tag match, a bit of a thrown to death. Oh wow. A thrown together team that have great chemistry. Anyway, AMW defeat Collar and David Boy Smith. Cheating, but they still won. 78. Maybe I should move Shamrock away from Collar. Who knows? Goldberg and Chuck Palumbo call out Sean O'Haire and the Boss Man, and they answer with a brawl. Now this is going to be a tag match on Nitro, following all the storylines that have happened with these guys. I'm still debating the main event of Halloween Havoc. I could have it as Goldberg versus O'Haire 2, maybe a fatal 4-way, maybe O'Haire against Palumbo. Still thinking about it. Anyway, Monty Brown defeats Dustin Rhodes off a fast roll up. 78. So they were both 88, but the match got 78. Okay. Punk and the Animals storyline here. Conan's in the ring with the Filthy Animals. They're interrupted by CM Punk, who's on the screen, and he's by Conan's new motor. Takes out some revenge on them by keying the car and pouring some paint all over it. Conan is livid. Now this is going to be the first pre-book match for Halloween Havoc. We're going to have Conan versus CM Punk. Punk is obviously one of the top guys now, so good feud for the Filthy Animals. Vampiro and Abyss are backstage, about to leave, but take the opportunity to challenge Sting, saying he can't leave until this war ends. One last match. Again, this will be for Halloween Havoc. I'll make it a singles match between Vampiro and Sting. Sting's contract ends on the 1st of November, so he's just got time to do that match. 87 for that angle. Upset. Bad Influence, Samoa Joe, Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels defeat DDP, Hollywood Hogan and Lex Luger. Samoa Joe makes DDP submit. They didn't even complain. 78. Steiner Warriors are backstage with Bischoff. They want a tag match on Nitro against Vampiro and Abyss. To which I shall accept. So the Steiner Warriors are originally feuding with Abyss and Vampiro, the Dark Carnival, but Sting's now in the mix. Now this was the pre-booked main event. I thought it'd do better than this, to be honest. Nigel McGuinness in a 6-way defeats Hennig, Storm, Bagwell, Shamrock and Mike Awesome. Hennig was eliminated first, then Awesome, then Storm, then Bagwell and finally Ken Shamrock. This was McGuinness' 14th title defense. Penalised due to lack of storyline. Okay, 74. Following the match, Carino holds the title belts aloft. Yeah, that's a word. In one hand while being helped to the back by Canyon and Carino, leaders of the new school. So Thunder gets an 83. I'm pretty happy with that. McGuinness gets the main event win. Chance to shine. Also happy about that. CM Punk says Samoa Joe is money. I should strap a rocket to him. You ain't wrong there, Punk. You ain't wrong there. Alright, let's have a look at the news. Obviously, we got an 83 Kendall Women torn stomach muscle. Oh, that's got hurt. Cena retains his world title. Who did Kendall Windham face? Don't even see it. Ross Hart, brother of Brett. Cool, right, all looks good. Let's crack on. So we're halfway through October. Let's hope I don't mess up Sting's contract. So I'm going to check tomorrow, make sure he's got 14 days left. A lot of Japanese promotions on a Saturday. Dusty Rhodes and Bill Brahms. He's my booker on my Canadian Federation. Kaz Hayashi defeated Paul London in the main event, 62. Terror Blast killed in Ballet. Okay. Alright, just double checking. Sting's contract's up in 15 days. That tells me he'll be fine for Halloween Havoc. Greg Valentine there. Filming begins. I'm not too sure who this guy is. There's obviously a legend in New Japan. Looks like a badass. My developmental had a no holds barred pay-per-view. Chris Sabin was the star. I will be tempted to call up Sabin and Shelley at some point. Possibly sooner rather than later when I'm phasing out some of the older guys. Cool. More news. So many people want calling out Mikey Whipwreck, Bobby Roode. Nothing too stands out to me. I thought it's a Flesh Gordon. Shawn Michaels saying he's carrying the WWE in his back. Sounds about right. Okay, up next is Nitro. We've got a couple of matches pre-booked. Hope you guys enjoy. Ooh, okay, cool. Raw is Raw. I can say that all the time. Nitro is booked. Kurt Hennig defeats Super Crazy with the Hennigplex in a pre-show match. And that's pretty cool that they have great chemistry. 75. Samoa Joe defeats BG James with a Muscle Buster. James going back to jobbing in the space of one show. 73. So Sting appears and he says that he accepts the challenge by Vampiro. 88. This will be for Halloween Havoc. Tag match. Bad Influence defeat Amazing Airborne. So I've now changed Matt Sydal to Evan Bourne. Daniels picking up the win to hit the last rights. 76. So freestyle segment. Collar and Shamrock have decided to go their separate ways, but Collar has now formed a team with Davey Boy Smith because they have great chemistry. 75. Dustin Rhodes defeats Juice and Liger. Darkness Falls. 79. Considering they didn't click, 79 is pretty good. Luger and DDP request to face Bad Influence. This will happen on the pay-per-view because I just want to get the young guys over. Feel sorry for DDP though, because I actually like DDP. Takes the fall quite a lot. Mike Awesome defeats C.W. Anderson. Pretty short match. Awesome Bomb picks up the win. What's happened to my former world champion? Hogan's in the ring. AJ Styles, I want a one-on-one match for your pretty little belt. When it's all said and done, I will be champion. AJ Styles says, you want a title shot? You got it. So what way to make AJ a bigger star? By having him face Hollywood at Halloween Havoc. Bit of a random tag team just to see if anyone gelled. Storm and Psychosis pick up the win over Yang Helms and Doring and Roadkill. Psychosis actually got the win. I sort of threw Lance Storm in there. Don't know why, to be honest. 78. RVD, another win. This time beats Chavo Guerrero. 79. Another great chemistry. That's always good. Conan, Rey Mysterio and Billy Kidman find CM Punk backstage and beat him up as a measure of revenge. 93. So Punk beaten up by the Filthy Animals. In a decent match, the Steiner Warriors defeat Vampiro and Abyss. As Abyss was distracted by Sting. Animal managed to powerbomb the big guy. This got an 80. Final match. They start cutting a promo. Sting charges to the ring. Vampiro slides out as he shoves Abyss in the way. Abyss takes a few hits by an angry Sting. And we're on Nitro, so what we'll do is book a match on Thunder. We're going to have Sting versus Abyss. Tag match, the franchise. Big win. Big win. Defeat Jerry Lynn and Bryan Danielson. Douglas picks up the win. Chris Hero now moving up the card. 81. Bischoff's in the ring. Calls out Ric Flair. As soon as Flair appears though, McGuinness, Carino and Canyon, who've been lying away, ambush Ric Flair. So the storyline's taken a bit of an evil twist. McGuinness wasn't happy defending his title because Flair made him. Looks like they're aligning with Bischoff 100. Booker T defeats Buff Bagwell in a match described as exceptional. 78. Following the match, Booker is attacked by Chronic. However, Monty Brown makes the save. I'm actually going to book this match as early as Thunder. We're going to have Monty Brown, Booker T against Chronic. Six-man, Luger, DDP and Hogan pick up a win over Planet Jarrett. Build some momentum for the faces. Promo by O'Haire, Boss Man and Stacey Keebs. 85. So the main event, Sean O'Haire and the Boss Man defeat Goldberg and Chuck Palumbo. O'Haire defeated Chuck with the Widowmaker after Stacey Keebler interfered. Following the match, Bischoff has decided that at Halloween Havoc it will be a fatal 4-way. So I did decide, I think this might be the best route to go. Depending who I want as champion, I can protect them in this match. So it will be a 4-way, O'Haire versus Goldberg versus Boss Man versus Chuck Palumbo. And that's an 89 for Nitro. Oh, great. Raw got 89. Big Show and Shawn Michaels had a no contest. This show also had the Hollies versus the Bushwhackers. Okay then. Alright, anything? Oh, Jerry Flynn. He's a former WCW guy. Not good enough, I'm afraid. Sorry, man. I remember when they force push Flynn down our necks in the WCW days. Mainly because a lot of talent left. Jerry Flynn was looked at as a good martial artist. Bischoff loved his martial artists. You know, like the Cat and Glacier. Jerry Flynn was one of them. SmackDown got an 89. Brothers of Destruction against Kurt Angle and Scott Hall. That sounds cool, actually. Hey, look, Gianni Schiavone joins EAW. I didn't keep Schiavone on because I just wanted to go a different way with my WCW. Even though I think he's a pretty cool commentator, even today. Oh, Cybernato. DDP's body's now changed to average, apparently. Chris Sabin again shines. I think it might be. Brock Lesnar has been called up to the WWE roster. That's probably a good call. Tonko's rising. He's a free agent, Tonko. Alright, so up next is Thunder. Got a couple of book matches. Cool. Another Thunder's done. Alright, RVD only in the pre-show this week. 5-star Frog Splash 1, 2, 3. 74. Jerry Lynn picks up a win over Psychosis. Again, this was a pre-show match. On to the main show. Sean O'Haire is arguing backstage with Hogan. Bischoff gets the attention and books a world title match right here tonight. Davey Boy Smith retains the hardcore title, thrown together 4-way. BG James, Teddy Hart, Roadkill in the match. AMW defeat the team of Liger and Muta. Big win. AMW now solid mid-carders on the show. Boss Man and Goldberg are fighting backstage. It takes a whole host of referees to pull them apart. 100. Bad Influence, AJ, Daniels, Kaz and Joe defeat Amazing Red, Evan Bourne and the Naturals with the Styles clash. Fortunately, the Naturals haven't taken off the card as well as AMW have. Cruiserweight title defense, Shane Helms defeats Taka Michinoku. Big vertebrae for the win, 78. Punk cuts a promo as only Punk can, saying he's going to make Conan and Mysterio Kidman's life a living hell, 99. Shamrock defeats Kurt Hennig with the belly-to-belly suplex. I left this one blank, but pretty good, 78. Freestyle segment, basically a conky ebb and brawls all the time, all over my show. So Bad Influence and Hogan, Page and Luger are told they're not allowed to attack each other until the pay-per-view, especially now Hogan's got a main event match for the title tonight. Sting defeats Abyss by DQ when Vampiro runs in and attacks Sting, 77. Sting is celebrating, suddenly Vampiro is in the ring. He beats Sting down to the mat as Sting rises to his feet. Vampiro tosses a vicious fireball into Sting's face. Sting rolls around the map in agony. Vampiro makes a hasty retreat. 99, a bit of a play on their fire match they had in the WCW days, the early days, 98, maybe 99. Filthy Animals defeat Bagwell and the franchise. They've got to build up some momentum. I can't just job him out before Conan faces Punk. Eric in the ring, Ric Flair has been beaten down again by Bischoff and the Leaders of the New School. From the backstage, Michael Awesome charges to the ring. He throws himself on Flair in an attempt to shield him from the blows, but they turn their attention to Awesome and start beating him down instead. 98. So Mike Awesome has that little mini alliance with Ric Flair, tries to help him out, and now I'm going to book a tag match for Nitro. We're going to have Ric Flair in action. He's going to team up with Mike Awesome to take on the tag champs, Chris Kanyon and Steve Corino. Cool. Lance Storm defeats Bryan Danielson. Canadian Maple Leaf. This got an 86. As Bryan moves up the card, he's going to pull out some matches like this. Tag match. Monty Brown and Booker T defeat Chronic with the Pounce. 79. Following the match, they brawl to the back. Now, for Halloween Havoc, I'm going to book the former tag team in a match, which is Brian Clark against Booker T, as they were tag champs once. Main event. Sean O'Haire defeats Hogan with the Widowmaker following a distraction by AJ Styles. 91. Following the match though, Chuck Palumbo floors the champion and poses with the title. Yeah, he does. So, Chucky's going to have a big night on Nitro, because I'm going to pre-book Chuck Palumbo versus Sean O'Haire on Nitro. Boom. 93 for Thunder. Big angles, big ratings. Boom, 93. Greg Valentine staying with WWE. Okay, he's a road agent. God, I thought he was wrestling for a minute. Jamie Noble took on John Cena in the main event. Cena retained. Random tag team. Mustafa Flanders. He is a regen. His picture, for some reason, is Jimmy Snuka's picture. Alright, let's have a little look-see. Saban. It's like he's crying. Huh, tag team with Lodi and New Jack. That's a bit different, but okay. Yeah, Saban keeps performing so well in developmental. Might not have a choice but to call him up soon. Heavy Metal wins a tournament for CMML. Oops, I've clicked a bit. I don't know much about their company, but they got an 86. Good tournament, I guess. John Cena's the star, but Jack Evans was in the main event against Elite Skipper. Alright, so coming up is the last Nitro, last Thunder of October. And then the pay-per-view, Halloween Havoc. Still gutted Sting's going, gotta be honest. Anyway, No Mercy. Triple H defeated Eddie Guerrero to retain the WWE title. That got a 92 pay-per-view. Triple H and Eddie Guerrero got a 99. My developmental had Halloween Havoc as well. Cena defeat Jay Lethal in the main event. New hardcore champion Tommy Dreamer in his 15th reign as champion lost to Crash Holly. Who doesn't love Crash Holly, huh? Right, up next is Nitro. Okay, Nitro is ready, and there is a title change. Pre-show, I gave James Storm a singles victory, defeating Crazy and Taka. 67, Jeff Jarrett and Juice and Thunder Liger have a match. 75 in the pre-show. They've good chemistry, but Jarrett injured Liger. Okay, so this is teasing a feud here for the future. Monty Brown has a bit of a back and forth with Samoa Joe. Got 100. Hey, singles match. Shannon Moore gets a bit of an upset win, defeating Jimmy Yang. Shannon Moore, huh? Don't mind Shannon Moore. Prince Punk. Chavo Guerrero defeats Evan Bourne with the Gory Special. 77. Backstage, Goldberg's with Ric Flair. He wants Boss Man one-on-one on Thunder before they meet at the pay-per-view for the world title. So a rematch between Boss Man and Goldberg on Thunder. Tag match. Bad Influence pick up some momentum, defeating Jerry Lynn and Bryan Danielson. Kazarian hits the wave of the future on Bryan Danielson. Need a big win going into the pay-per-view. Promo from the franchise, his little stable. Singles match. Chris Harris defeats BG James. Chris Harris always had some potential, and he's looking pretty decent at the moment, so I thought I'd test what he's like in a singles match. Luger and Page defeat Candido and C.W. Anderson. Again, that's giving them a tag match before they team at the pay-per-view. Booker T's cell phone goes off. He reaches in his gym bag. That's probably supposed to say rather than gym bag. Takes the call. Call appears to be an emergency simply because he rushes out to the car park where he gets ambushed by Chronic. They revealed they were the masterminds behind the phone call. 92. Promo from Flair and Awesome, in which they taunt McGuinness, Carino and Canyon. It should have been, but they wouldn't have taunt themselves, would they? Bagwell, Doring and Roadkill defeat Shamrock Collar and the Bulldog. Bagwell with a handful of tights gets the win. 79. I think that might be Roadkill and Doring's first win. Billy Kidman versus CM Punk. CM Punk with the win with the Anaconda Vice. 80. Following the match, Conan runs off CM Punk. Just in case, I shall book a singles match for Thunder between CM Punk and Rey Mysterio. Bit of back and forth between these teams, the Legends and the Bad Influence. It was originally Sting versus the Upstarts, but that changed because Sting's leaving. Rob Van Dam, big win, defeats Dustin Rhodes with a surprise roll up. I need to get faces over now. I've got so many high level heels but no high level faces. Vampiro's in the ring with Abyss, cuts a promo, the lights go out, Sting's music plays, he appears on the screen. Sting states the war will finally come to an end and he will be the last man standing when it's all over. 87. Samoa Joe defeats Monty Brown with a muscle buster following interference from Brian Adams. He is obviously from Chronic. and they will meet on Thunder as well. So 3 big matches for Thunder. Adams against Brown, Punk, Mysterio, and Goldberg versus Boss Man. Upset. In an exceptional match, Ric Flair and Mike Awesome defeat the Leaders in a new school. Mike Awesome beat Carino with the Awesome Bomb. Flair and Mike Awesome win the tag team titles. 82. Following the match, they both stand on the top rope celebrating their tag title victory. 93. I thought it was a cool little moment. Ric Flair, the legend, celebrating with Awesome, who's kind of his protege at the moment. Main event was a non-title because Chuck Palumbo is only in the 60s with his openness, but Sean O'Haire, the main eventer, gets the win. Widowmaker done. Following the match, Sean O'Haire sets up a table and power bombs Palumbo through it. 100. So an 87 for Nitro. Need to say Thunder. O'Haire still dominating. I mean, his title reign's been quite a long one. Just want to have a quick look at the title reign length. So, Cruiserweight champ Helms has held it since September, so it's a month. Bulldogs hardcore champ for a month. McGuinness has done May, June, July, August, September, 6 months for the US title. June, July, August, September, 5 months so far for O'Haire. 1 day for Flair and Awesome. And also the TV title was won by AJ at the start of this month. CM Punk's telling me that Rob Van Dam's charismatic and I should use him. I plan to, my friend, I plan to. Okay, Raw got an 88. Kane beat Scott Hall in the main event. We got an 87. Collar and Juice and Liger were the stars. I will be releasing some people soon. Hogan has morale issues. He's just getting ticked off with booking. I don't care. He was signed because his openness was nearly A or A star 90s, and he's putting over young talent, which he should have done throughout his WCW career. 85 for SmackDown, Eddie Guerrero defeats Chris Jericho. That would have been a cool main event. Could have been a WCW main event if WCW booked things properly. Right, here we go. Growth M Pro, they've gone up. Cool. They're cool. Chris Sabin is the star again. Hail Sabin. Press conference. He's now a regular wrestler. Honky Tonk Man is now available. Semi-active. He's cool. He's cocky. He's bad. Alright, here we go. Thunder, the last one of the month. Okay, the last Thunder of October is booked. Here we go. Buff Bagwell and Evan Bourne have great chemistry. I'll tell you what, sometimes you just don't know. Buff gets the win in the pre-show with a Buff Blockbuster 74. Triple Threat Shamrock defeats Yang and Hart with the ankle lock 74. Main show, Bad Influence, Luger and DDP have a bit of insult trading, building up towards their tag team match at the pay-per-view. Chuck Palumbo gets a singles win over C.W. Anderson. So he went from main event in Nitro to now being the first match on the main show of Thunder. Big tag match here. Collar and the Bulldog defeat AMW. Collar picks up the win with a Texas close belief 77. Pretty good rating. Pretty good. Leaders of the New School and Nigel McGuinness are in the ring. Ric Flair and Mike Awesome, this is what we want. Carino and Kanyon, the greatest tag team on the scene today, demand a shot at those tag team titles you two hold. Flair and Awesome appear. You want a shot, we accept. So, tag team title rematch at the pay-per-view Halloween Havoc. Mike Awesome and Ric Flair versus Steve Carino and Chris Kanyon, who are already two-time tag team champions. Gonna win their gold back, they hope, 100. Lynn and Bryan Danielson defeat Future Vision. Danielson locks in a crossface chicken win and makes Shannon Moore tap out, 75. AJ Styles defeats BG James. Styles clash 1, 2, 3. TV title defense before the pay-per-view. Following the match, Hogan and AJ have a heat stare down. AJ holds his title up high, and Hogan stares straight into the belt and says, "That will be mine." Big upset this is. The franchise defeat the Steiner Warriors. Douglas beats Animal with the power driver 78. The reason this is a big upset is because Chris Hero is only a low mid-carder, so, and everyone else is upper mid-carders, so big win. Monty Brown defeats Brian Adams when Brian Adams was disqualified. When Brian Clark ran in and attacked Monty Brown, 78. Brown's been double teamed by Chronic. Seeing the assault, Booker T runs in and makes the save, 98. CM Punk defeats Rey Mysterio by submission, Anaconda Vice, tap out, done. Following the match, Conan gets involved. They won't stop fighting despite attempts for security to break them up. It's an all-out brawl to the back, 95. Show stealer match, Lance Storm defeats Billy Kidman. This got an 80. Sting and Vampiro have a heated confrontation. Eventually come to blows, security break him up. Sting is led out the ring and is jumped by Abyss, who leaves him down and out, 97. Jeff Jarrett defeats RVD with a stroke. Big match this one for RVD. Main event, Boss Man gets beaten for the third straight time against Goldberg with the spear, 82. Following the match, a four-way brawl breaks out between O'Haire, Goldberg, Palumbo and the Boss Man, 99. 89 for Thunder. Right, not long to go. Hogan keeps complaining about his booking. Kind of think he's going to quit, to be honest. I'd probably let him go. Sabu's injured, damaged spine, ouch. He'll be out for a while. Cena's star. The Def APW. Muta's back at 100%, that's good to see. Scott D'Amore makes himself champion. the inventor of the Canadian Destroyer. Russell War, China's a star, Colt Cabana, damaged knee cartilage, ouch. Okay, cool, right, looks like this is the last one. So up next will be Halloween Havoc, the final pay-per-view of October, one of the big ones for WCW. Got the Halloween theme here. New Japan, 86. John Cena, star performance. Drug drama for Trent Acid was found in possession of drugs. Okay then. Right, up next is the pay-per-view. Okay, Halloween Havoc is booked. Here we go. Right, I wanted to try and get everybody on the card. Therefore, got some random tag matches. Lance Storm, Hennig, Jarrett, Joe defeat Red, Naturals and Yang. 78, this was technically a pre-show. And then obviously another one with the Steiner Warriors, Monty Brown, Shamrock and Mysterio. 74, again technically a pre-show. Hype for the show. Only got 69, that's not very good. Right, with all these new tag teams, it was trying to see who come out on top on this one. Shane Douglas and Chris Hero, huge victory over AMW, Collar and the Bulldog and Lynn and Danielson, showing they are not to be messed with in a tag division. 79. Shane Helms retains the Cruiserweight title in a triple threat against Tucker and Evan Bourne after hitting the Vertebreaker. CM Punk gets one over his rival, defeats Conan with the Anaconda Vice. This rivalry is still continuing for now. I may change my mind by the time I book next month. Promo from Abyss and Vampiro. Ready for that match later. Who'd have thought, huh? Who'd have thought? Bad Influence defeat DDP and Lex Luger. Daniels defeats Luger with the last rites. Phasing out the old. I am phasing out the old. 81. This is a feud ender because I'm not too bothered about this one. But Booker T defeats Brian Clark with a scissor kick. 80. Just wanted to see how he'd do. Promos are killing me on this one, man. There's two quite low ones. 63. His open challenge was answered by Buff Bagwell, and RVD picks up the win. 76. To end the feud, technically it was Sting versus the Upstarts, but hey, AJ Styles defeats Hollywood Hogan. Styles Clash 1, 2, 3. This got an 80. This should put AJ very high in the card now. Final match, AJ stands over a fallen Hogan, title in the air. 82. Wow. Just wasn't expecting that. Ric Flair and Mike Awesome defeat the leaders of the New School. 23 minutes, then retained their tag titles and got a 99. Just wow. Final match, Flair and Awesome are beaten down by the leaders of New School. McGuinness gets involved and this feud is carrying on. 100. In this final match for WCW, Vampiro defeats Sting, who's leaving us. It's actually the best match they've ever had. 89. Following the match, Sting receives a standing ovation from the fans. Main event. It was always going to be Sean O'Haire defeats Goldberg, Boss Man and Chuck Palumbo. O'Haire defeated Palumbo, and this also ends the feud, so there will be a new world title feud. This got an 85. Halloween Havoc got an 89. Clearly though, Ric Flair and Mike Awesome, and we'll go for Carino were the standouts. Tag title feud, which was nice to see. So what we got to end the month on? Oh, Luger left as well. Huh. One I didn't really pay too much attention to. Well, Bam Bam Bigelow's returned. Scott Steiner's returned. And things should be gone. People got morale issues, probably because they're jobbing. Probably because they're jobbing. Abyss is getting quite far over already, so Luger's gone. You see why I made him lose? Halloween Havoc was declared as awesome. Of course it was. 89's brilliant. And not too much news. Have I got anything here? Ultimo Dragon's back. No, Ultimo Dragon, he's been out for a long time. I mean, he hasn't had a match yet. He's going to be so rusty. Scotty Steiner returns. Huh. Luger's gone, Sting's gone, but I have signed someone. What about me? What about Raven? So yeah, I've signed Raven. He is back on WCW. I'm kind of tempted to throw him straight in with CM Punk, to be honest. CM Punk's overtaking Sean O'Haire as one of my top guys. So yeah, nothing really too much else to declare. Rebecca Knox enters wrestling, so you've got Sylvain Grenier. Becky Lynch is now in the wrestling world as 15 years old. And that's pretty much it. Anyway, we're now in November. I've already got 3 feuds on the go. Punk versus the Animals. There's a Dark Carnival feud that technically involved the Steiner Warriors and Vampiro, plus the tag team title feud with McGuinness, Carino and Canyon versus Awesome and Ric Flair, which also had Eric Bischoff involved. So I'll be looking to start some more main event feuds. Who's next for the world champion? I've not decided. Anyway, thank you all for being patient with me. I know there's a long gap between videos, but it's because of the situation in the world. So I hope you all stay safe out there, and as always, take care guys.